You know you're Dominican when your vocabulary words consist of coño, anda la mierda, anda el diablo, el diache, qué vaina, dímelo, tato, y es fácil, ¿qué lo que? Ah, pues está bien, qué tripeo, tú sí jodes, está cool, está heavy, la creta, tú está pasada, cójalo suave, qué bufeo, desgracia, mariconazo, barbaraza, pariguayo. If you live or got family in Washington Heights, better said as Washington Heights, or in New York, General, it also includes Florida. If people tell you to stop screaming when you're really talking. If you grew up afraid of something called el cuco. If you clap your hands while laughing. If you have more primos and primas and you talk about at least one of these famous or rich lots of cousins. If you're able to dance without music. If you learn how to dance merengue bachata before you can walk. If you point things out with your mouth, your nose y el mouth. Y el baño. Allí. If you ever gotten beaten with any of the following. Rubber, slippers, extension cords, hangers, plastic or metal, big rice spoon. If you waste all your money in the summertime buying frío. If you ever gone outside in rolos and chancletas. If you consider a siesta a secret tradition for family, especially between noon and 2 p.m. where the family gets together and eats more plátanos, rice, beans, of course. If your parents go to a little room in the back of your local bodega para jugar los números. If you considered plátano one of the major food groups. If you can smell chuletas cooking in your house from down the block. If while you're in your country you hear people on the block yelling, "Se fue la luz." You also hear llegó la luz. If your house in DR has an oil lamp in every room. If you tell scary stories and funny jokes while there was no electricity. If you grew up listening to Fernando Valeno de Cerro Valles y los Hermanos Rosario. If your dad or uncle claimed to be dead broke yet rock a cell phone and is laced with mad gold around his neck or wrist. If you drop liquor on the floor and say, "Ese palo muerto." If you like el concón, which is the hard part of the rice in habichuela con dulce. If you ever gotten whipped by el diablo or el luchón. If your grandma has the saint pictures in her living room. If your sofas are covered in plastic. If all the juices you have in your house are the type that come in powder and you just mix with water like tanga. If you eat mango on daily basis. If you ate rice, beans, and some type of meat for dinner yesterday, today, and probably will tomorrow, also for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you say words like razor, is gilet. Nail polish is cute. Feminine pads are cote. Vicks Vivaporu is Vivaporu. T-shirts are poloche. Watchman, el guachimán. Garbage, el garbage. Cereal is conflé. If you believe Vivaporu is a cure for everything, if you in a 4-passenger car, you got 7 people in it and some yelling caben ma. If you ever been in a carro público. If you use an old t-shirt, towel, or anything as a mop and use your feet to mop. If you ever let someone throw agua fluida on your floor on you for good luck. If your house on the islands has broken pieces of glass to keep away robbers. If you refer to every crash as Mishu. If your childhood games were el escondido, pollito, piro, para y bate, el gallo, or that game with the stick and wheel. If your parents dressed up for Halloween as a vaquero, campesina, gentina, or haloana. If your refrigerator has about 85 magnets on it. If your pots and pans are inside an oven. If your local bodega does layaway credit plans. If you think bananas or plátanos are source of power and call it banana power. If you were little, has been dying. If your parents gave you aceite de bacalao when you were sick. If you were given to quesillo para. If either your father or one of you uncles has more kids than fingers on left hand, or with all different. If you use plátanos and coconuts for directions.
Best of all, it's yours free with today's order because we want you to have picture perfect spotless